If you're looking for a glass fusing project that doesn't require a lot of experience and a lot of equipment, it's worthwhile looking at this one. Watch it through to the end and I think you'll find it very interesting. My name is Jeff, welcome to the channel, and I'm an Australian glass artist. And on this channel you will find a range of video tutorials on glass fusing. Now, this project is, as I said, it's not that hard, doesn't use a lot of equipment, and the techniques are not complex. We are going to slump it into a dish, more or less, and you will see that what we're going to use to slump will be quite interesting, and you probably haven't thought about it before. Now, if you've got some questions about this, please do put them in the comments and I will do my best to answer them. Consider becoming a member. There are some benefits to that. Certainly consider subscribing, but please make sure you turn on the notifications, because I notice a lot of people subscribe, but they don't turn on the notifications, and if you don't do that, you won't know when I do a new video. Anyway, this one, as I said, is not that hard, so let's get into it. So this is what we're working with today. This is an offcut from one of Bullseye's special glasses that they make. Sorry, I don't know the code to that. I'm not even sure if they're still producing it. If they are, you will be able to find the code to that on their website. And then we're also going to be using clear glass. Now this is the better side. That's going to be facing upwards, and that's going to be the back. And I'm going to use clear on the back. And the simple reason is that I don't want to hide the pattern. Even though it's not as good as the other one, I don't want to hide the pattern, and there is a little bit of transparency, so we'll retain that little bit of transparency. Now just remember, all of this is Bullseye 90 COE glass. Any foreign schedule that you'll get, please make sure you adjust it for whatever you're using. And keep yourself safe. Make sure you wear safety glasses. Now, you don't have to use something like this. If you're advanced enough, you can make up your own part sheets and do this. But in this particular case today, I'm using this because I want to keep it as simple as possible. So if you're a beginner, you can go and buy something like this. You don't have to worry about trying to make it. So the first part of this is to get this made up and fused. I'm going to cut this rolled edge off. I don't want the rolled edge on this, and I'm going to have to trim this chip out down through here, and we'll set that up on some clear glass. We'll get it in the kiln and do a full fuse. I'm sure you noticed when I was cutting that, when I tried to snap it on the end where the rolled edge was, it didn't snap cleanly. I expect that often with rolled edges because the glass is very uneven. But I just used my pair of pliers here and nipped that off. These are, I can't remember the name of them. Another senior moment. Anyway, you can see that goes on the underside of the glass, and you just give it a bit of a pull, sometimes with a bit more pressure, and sometimes work along the length of it and it'll come all off in one piece. So I'm going to get those all cleaned up on a shelf and in the kiln for a full fuse. By the way, you may be wondering why I didn't grind the edges there, make it nice and neat. I didn't do it because I want to just show you that you don't need grinders, you don't need flat laps or anything like that, that you can make a project like this without any special equipment. So I'll just get this in the kiln and we'll see how it turns out tomorrow. So there it is, it's all fused and no square edges obviously, these are all rounded, and it has pulled in a little bit there because I've overfused it a bit. Typical me, I've forgotten before I checked the kiln. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's interesting, see the little dots there? They're bubbles. So I look at it that way, I know what I see. I see an alien planet. It's my imagination running wild and some stars in the background here. But that's the piece. Now, I'm going to slump this now, and I'll just show you what I've got set up here. Now, here's something where you don't have to buy moulds. These are just normal, kitchen tiles, bathroom tiles. And I'm going to use them to form a shape. Now, you can use all sorts of tiles that come in all sorts of shapes, and some of them have got textures on them, and you can use them to make some really interesting pieces. You can lay them up in many different ways to form different shapes. Here I'm going for something really simple. Oh, and by the way, before you use tiles, some of them will have, maybe you've got old ones that got glue on the back of them. Some of them come in sheets, the smaller ones, so they have like a webbing on the back that holds it all together. You want to get rid of all of that before you actually use them in your kiln, so I suggest you take all your tiles, turn them upside down, put them in the kiln, and take them up to whatever temperature you're going to use them at, and that'll burn off anything that's on them and make them nice and clean for you. So important to do that with any tiles that you use. And in fact, it's important to do that with any second-hand ceramics or anything that you buy in second-hand stores. Now, I'll just try and explain the setup here. I have got the 4 tiles, 2 here and 2 sitting on these. And so the piece is going to be higher on the sides than on the ends. You could do it the other way around, it's up to you. I've got some thin fire here that I am going to have sitting in there, slightly overlapping the ends. Now you could spray boron nitride in here, and some there. And I didn't mark it, but it's as a guide, but gee, I'm going to probably do it by eye because it's going to try and move. Now, I'm just going to set the piece on there and get it in the kiln and slump it down. Now, I have cleaned this, so I'm going to be very careful about fingerprints. About there. And then I'm going to check it all by eye once I get it over to the kiln and make sure it's reasonably even both ways. Now, if you're just a beginner, you don't have the money to go buying ready-made moulds. Besides going to a cheapy shop and buying some ceramic bowls, you can also use some old tiles. So your tiles that I had left over from, I think it was a bathroom renovation. So there are a number of ways. All you got to do is find something that will withstand the heat. And because tiles are fired higher than the temperatures we're taking them to, including the glazes, they're not a problem. So keep that in mind. I hope that's inspired you to try a few different things. If you do have any questions about it, put them in the comments section. I will try and do my best to answer them for you. And any other comments, love to hear from you. Please consider becoming a member. Again, that has benefits that I'm sure you'd appreciate. And subscribing and share it around with everybody. That would be fantastic. And I'm blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, I just get my tongue all twisted. Anyway, that's it for this one. Don't forget, up here, we have a button for membership and some information. Down here, the subscribe button, a recommended video just for you. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.